All right, let's talk about hallucinogens. Students in this class often have interest in knowing more about hallucinogens, and the problem with that is science hasn't really kept up. I mean, there was some good science done in the 60s, but then it kind of went by the wayside. And you have to understand that unless people are getting sick or dying from a drug, the government doesn't see any need to spend money on it. So, not a lot of research dollars is going to study hallucinogens anymore. There's some. There's some at Johns Hopkins University, and there's a new movement trying to look at sort of LSD light, microdosing, stuff like that. But still, the data is very limited. So, anyway, here's what we do know. So, LSD mushrooms, I'm going to lump those together. Psilocybin, you know, peyote, uh, anything that creates a hallucinogenic effect, which can be visual or auditory, something like that. It could just be perceptual changes. Causes vivid images in the absence of input. Okay, so you may not see a full-blown image, but you will see geometric forms, meaningful images. Yeah. Let's talk about meaningful images for a second, especially if you are religious. If you are religious, and you are on one of these quests, yeah, you may find or are in pursuit of some answers. You may find your Jesus and have a nice little conversation with him in the mirror. Okay, so these meaningful images can have lasting effects after the high is over. You could have sort of feelings of separations from the body, sort of out of the body experience. Um, these effects mimic oxygen loss or sensory deprivation, so we don't know if there's a relationship there. It is kind of strange that LSD acts for so long. It can last for 10, 12 hours. It is a serotonergic agonist as best we know, even though I've seen literature seeing it as an antagonist. Well, we're going to, for this class, classify it as a serotonergic agonist. Okay? You can have bad trips. Bad trips are when they can start as something like a panic attack and get worse than that. Paranoia, depression, confusion. People don't typically die on this unless they do real stupid things, like go into the desert, eat a bunch of Jimson weed, and wander into a cactus, end up dead or something. I don't know. Okay, but not a lot of deaths. Um, but again, the worst part, bad trips. You can come way too high. There are some people probably don't need to take these substances because perhaps they're a little mentally unstable already. If you are seeking this sort of refuge, please be cautious. Okay. Anyway, it is used. These substances are used by different cultural groups for vision quests and different sort of awakenings and spiritual episodes. Anyway, hallucinogens.